play What Are Angela's Favorite Things? Angela's favorite things include laundry and cooking.
I'm glad you found one of the best sites on the...
I'm glad you think it's so funny that I use the restroom. Good morning and welcome back, everybody. Today we are in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. We're going to put that right here because I probably mispronounced it.
I'm confident that you mispronounced it, but I don't know how to fix it. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
This is something that I've been kind of excited about. It's history, and normally I can only do so much of that, but I think this is pretty cool. We are standing here at the Chickasaw Nation's capital before Oklahoma became a state. It was built in 1898, and Oklahoma became a state in 1907.
Nice. So we're going to check this out. We got one more day here in Oklahoma. Tomorrow it's our final travel day before we get home for the holidays, which we've been talking about a lot. I mean, we're excited, but it seems like every time I walk outside and look at the truck or the trailer, I see something else that needs to be addressed. So more to come on all that stuff lately. We're about to spend a whole bunch of money, I guess. So we're going to go enjoy today before we head home for the holidays.
And then after Arkansas, we're headed to Texas.
Back to Texas.
When this airs, that's probably where we'll be. All right, let's go see what we got.
Let's check it out. This is Tishomingo. The statue's a representation of Tishomingo, who served as a Chickasaw leader from 1783 to 1799. He led the Chickasaws during a pivotal time in history, protecting our sovereignty through warfare and diplomacy.
These blocks, these granite blocks, were believed to have been hauled in on horse and mule, and they weigh about 750 pounds apiece. They built this place in 7 months for $15,000 in 1898.
So we met with the tour guide here at the museum. The right way to say this is Tishomingo. It sounds like it's got a K in it even though it's spelled with a G. This town was originally called Good Spring. It was renamed Tishomingo after a great Chickasaw leader that didn't quite make it all the way over here. He contracted smallpox somewhere in Arkansas on the way and passed away at over 100 years old. So in his honor, they named this Tishomingo instead of Big Spring, which is kind of cool.
All of these exhibits are free to tour, and the information we got from the staff is fantastic. But we bounced over here to the council house to take a few peeks at some artifacts, and we're looking at the original council house within the council house.
Sandstone rocks to mark the 57th boundary between the Chickasaw eastern border and the western border. It was surveyed according to Article 2 of the treaty with the Choctaw and Chickasaw in 1854.
So we're looking at a mile marker.
That was a really good historic trip there. It's really interesting as you dig into Indian history how much we didn't hear in school. Some of the things were, really unfair. One thing that stuck with me is that they didn't let the Chickasaw children speak their native language once they went to school after Oklahoma became a state. Just kind of a bad deal that we lost that much culture and some of the things that were done to those people. But this museum has done really, really well. Everything's pretty and clean. People give you a lot of information and they're super nice. So I'm glad we checked this out. Now we're gonna turn it to Miss Angela to tell us what we're doing next today.
The bank is not technically part of the historical sites, or at least not yet, but it was also built by the same person that built the state capitol with the granite. And we found out that granite is very prominent in this area. So a lot of the granite that you're seeing around town is local granite. They have a lot of quarries here. So I like that. The bank was built much, much later. not much later, but early 1900s. But it's still a beautiful sight to see, so we're at least gonna go peek at it. I don't know if we're gonna go into the museum or not, but we're gonna just run right down the street and take a peek. All right, we got our history lesson for today, and now Mama needs something to eat, so that's our next task. Okay, one more stop before we can eat, and yes, it's more history. Bear with us. But first, I want everyone to give Cody a hand. He wore jeans with no holes in the knees today. Come on, everybody. Yay!
I've also wore this same pair of jeans 3 days in a row because I'm low on jeans without holes in them, and I need to go buy some. But I think I've said in 3 or 4 episodes straight I'm going to buy jeans, and I've yet to do it because I hate shopping. I hate spending money.
They may smell bad, but there's no holes.
Thank you so much for bringing that to everyone's attention.
It's mistletoe. I'm glad you found one of the best sites.
I'm glad you think it's so funny that I use the restroom. So we're here at Fort Washita. This was built in 1842 to help maintain peace between the Chickasaw and the Choctaw Indians. It did burn after it was decommissioned, but what we have here still stands even today.
These are the West Barracks. It was built in 1856.
Fort Washita opened as a United States military post with the start of the Civil War in 1861. It was occupied by Confederate forces through 1865 and would be the only post in Indian Territory that would be controlled by the Confederates throughout the Civil War.
This reminds me a lot of that Fort Hays in Hays, Kansas, where they still have some of the buildings you can walk into, a lot of artifacts. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, they've got lots of stuff inside to check out. Lots of artifacts and old Confederate money.
And it's free.
And it is free. I didn't even mention that. The last place was free too.
We like free.
These are the South Barracks, built in 1849. The company quarters and orderly rooms were upstairs, and the mess halls and commissary storage were located on the first floor. Double fireplaces separated the company rooms and the mess halls. The reconstruction was completed in 1972, and the barracks burned in 2010 as a result of arson. Let's see some of the charred remains.
From the fire?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it burned in the fire. I guess the headers around the windows and doors burned out.
Well, that's kind of cool. So that's the second story fireplace.
This must be Angela's favorite spot. I knew I noticed a little skip in her step when we started coming towards this massive oven. You want to cook something here?
You can make me a pizza in that thing. That'd be awesome.
Man, if we could just find the ancient historic laundry room. I keep looking for it. I know you want to see it. Let's play what are Angela's favorite things. Angela's favorite things include laundry and cooking.
Go ahead and beat them up in the comments. Food is the answer. So you can make me a pizza in here.
For all this oven, it's not a very big opening.
It's true.
And in fact, it doesn't open. It's probably welded shut. Can you imagine having to get the fire going on that thing to throw a pizza in it? I think it was meant to feed, you know, hundreds of people, not just us.
Same difference. The property alone is pretty out here.
It really is.
This was a really nice stop, but we better go get something on our stomachs or we're gonna have two very hangry people. You'll see a whole different channel.
Let's go find food. Well, since we can't figure out what we want to eat for lunch, do you want to go get fried pies again? Because I could do that.
No, we've made our last trip to Fried Pie Land. This is the last trip. This is it.
They're so good. I know they're not like good for you, but they're delicious. So we need to figure out something we can eat that has a little nutritional value to it, I guess. But I'm kind of drawing a blank here. Just keep going back to fried pies.
This morning.
Okay guys, that wraps it up for us here in Ardmore, Oklahoma. We've had a great time. It's been a good week. You can hear the auto level doing its thing here. We're about ready to hitch up, head home for the holidays.
Good tug test. Good to go. We're on the way home. Horseshoe Acres RV Park was a great stay. It's definitely going to be on the list for us to stop back through. It's a perfect in-between between Oklahoma City and Dallas, Texas. So take a little dip, have a little new scenery. I don't think you'd regret it. And our sticker is going up somewhere in the lobby. So make it a stop. Pop in, take a selfie, tag us on Facebook, or send it to us by email. We love to see you guys out there and what you're doing.
Yeah, and definitely check out the campground. I really liked it because it was easy in, easy out. It was just a couple of miles from the interstate. Like Angela said, it's the perfect stopping point between Oklahoma City and Dallas where you can get some rest for the night, full hookups, and super cheap. The owners are nice, the place is clean. We've stayed at some really good campgrounds here lately, and that one definitely makes the list.
Next time we come in, we're excited to see what they've done with it.
Indubitably.
Well, the new crate was actually a warranty.
Yeah, I think you're right. That light truck's been...
My favorite thing about being home, mooch stalking here on our friend's property, besides being able to hang out with them, these beautiful views, the nature sounds, the sunsets, easy in, easy out, besides all that, the dogs have so much fun and they're so exhausted by the time we leave here. They love it here.
Good morning, everybody. We got here last night and got all set up, and we are ready for a very busy fun-filled Christmas week here in Arkansas. One of the things I've mentioned before that makes it a little tough staying here in boondocking is that our black tank usually fills up in 7 to 10 days. We're here for 2 weeks, so this is a big upgrade from our other tank. The Rhino tank is pretty awesome. It's got the attachments to tow it behind the truck. Instead of having to lift it up to dump it like my other one, it's got a nice side valve on it. It has a tank flush on it, which my other one didn't have, and they send you everything you need to use it, including a short sewer hose to get it out of the camper, a flush hose, a lot of extra caps and things like that. I picked it up on Amazon. It was under $200 for a 28-gallon tank. I'm hoping I don't have to use it this week, but I probably will. So I'm really glad that I've got it. I think it'll be a good addition to our travels out on the road. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description for you guys if you want to check it out. This was sitting on our friend's doorstep when we got here, so that was the last hurdle for boondocking in Arkansas. Thank you guys again for joining us on this video and all of our previous videos leading up to our big trip home. If you guys haven't seen our latest trip out west and the whole saga of getting home for Christmas and the crazy things we've seen, be sure to go check those out. It's free to watch the old ones too.
Thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.